What's going on, people? Welcome to United Stand. Welcome to match day, man. The infamous Europa League game at home today against Astana of Kazakhstan. #Bora FC. Listen, if we don't slap these by a minimum 3 goals, and I'm saying that as a minimum, then Ollie's got a lot of questions to answer. I know sometimes teams can turn up and have the game of their lives, but I think this team's only been going 10 years. 10 years, a decade, that's it, mate. What was we doing 10 years ago? Winning Premier League titles and that, and competing for top honours back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But we shouldn't be not slapping up a team that's only been in existence for 10 years. I really do expect to see at least minimum three goals. Ollie's given us a hint, obviously, of his starting team and said that Mason's going to start, which is great. Romero's going to start and Tuanzebe's going to start. But for me, I would like to see him even have even more balls. Like, come out and say Gomes is starting as well, and Chong. They should all be playing against these men. Yeah, there's a guy, Alan, you know, you are respect for coming on the channel as well the other day. He's out there in Kazakhstan. He works out there. He's an English guy, and he says that Astana are like a mid-table League One side at best. So they are like a Rochdale kind of level. And you know, if Angel Gomes can't get a start at home to Astana, like I don't understand. And he may as well just dip in January. Like, I don't understand. So for me, we've got a lot of games coming up in a short space of time, and we don't need like injuries to any of our key players with West Ham around the corner as well. So, you know, just use the squad, use the youngsters, man. It's Astana at home, so yeah, it'd be a big game in terms of he needs to put down a marker, get some confidence, and try and score some goals. But it's kind of damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, because obviously if we do, then we should be doing that, and if we don't, then there's going to be a big inquest as to why we haven't slapped these men up. So with Rants and Miles on the way up, Rants, Thursday night, under the lights. It's what Old Trafford's all about, Europa League action, isn't it?
Well, recently it is, yeah, bro. Not gonna lie, man. I did like my Tuesday or Wednesday nights, but it will have to do. Thursday will have to do for now. Sitting there watching
Juve and Real Madrid and that last night, and PSG and all these proper teams, man.
Yeah, exactly. But those are the kind of teams that we need to be around, innit? But at the moment, it's a process. Like, it's a process. I don't know what process it is, but it's a process, innit? So we're gonna see. Like, I'm expecting not only a win but also a good performance. Like I've said it many times, I ain't seen United play well for 90 minutes, bro. Like, a team like this, you're supposed to dominate from the first whistle to the last whistle, beat them regardless of who we start. We need to literally lay down a marker, keep the ball, play these lot off the park, man, and beat them convincingly. Like, I don't want any, I don't want any awkward moments tonight. Like,
1-0 penalty,
yeah. But that's it. Do you know what I mean? Or 2-0, 2 penalties and that. Like, the man is saying, yeah, we played well and that, and it's 2 pens and that, and no shots on target in 45 minutes, and them kind of stats there, those all need to go out the window. Like, I want to see a good performance, a convincing performance. I want to see a few of the fringe players get some games as well. Like, there's no excuse. Like, he's saying Mason will start, yeah, that's great. Do you know what I'm saying? Gomez needs to start. Chong needs to start as well, because they're saying Daniel James is out.
Yeah, exactly. What I mean?
So
like, surely he's got to come in.
Like, I expect to see them free.
Probably burn out Rashford.
No, bro, that's what I mean. Rashford shouldn't be starting a game like this. We shouldn't need to start him in a game like this, especially with Martial having had a knock, James having a knock. Like, when you look at it, Rashford is like the only like starting forward that's fit. So rest him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what's gonna go on. I think that it should be at least 2 clear goals that we beat these lot by, and a clean sheet would be nice as well. Do you know what I mean? But with United, you don't always get what you wish for, right? So,
we definitely had that. Miles, like earlier on, me and you was talking, but I was like, Miles thought this team was from Belgium.
I didn't know who this team was.
There you go. So yeah, you only found out like the actual name of the team the other day. That shows your thinking about this game.
Like, for me, it goes back to the end of last season where we had that dumb scramble for top 4 and no one could capitalise on it. We missed out, and now we're back in this competition that I didn't really want to ever see again after Jose, won it. Now that we are back in it, like, okay, I've got to like try and G myself up for these games and whatnot, but now we are back in it, I feel like we have no option but to go and win it. For me, like, I know we're trying to get top 4 and whatnot, but man, like, winning trophies, for me, there isn't a better feeling. And I remember when Jose won it, and that was a really like good feeling for me, even though we were in the Europa League. So I don't know, man. Obviously, when it gets down to the crunch times of the season, we'll figure out which one we need to do, or which one we need to focus on more. But what can you do? Win these games, and that's all you can do.
With Ollie's like how he's setting up the team and that, are you convinced or happy that obviously Greenwood's going to start, and Tuanzebe, who technically Tuanzebe's not really even a youngster like that anymore. I know he's come through the academy and that, but he's played senior games. Like he's you know what I mean, he's got appearances under his belt, so he don't even really count. But the likes of Chong, Gomes, even maybe James Garner, or maybe might be on the bench, hopefully getting appearances. Do you think Ollie's going to do that?
Obviously I do think he'll make a lot of changes, and he should really. Like, I mean, it's the Europa League, and we've all been crying out for these boys to have their chance. So why don't they have their chance now? Really, like for me, at the beginning of the season, I didn't really want the younger guys to get a chance, only because I expected the players that we do have to step up. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't really want the Greenwoods to get into the team, because I wanted the Rashford and the Martial to be banging goals. Do you know what I'm saying? I wanted that competition in our team.
When you say that, as in,
like,
you didn't want to see them at all?
I know, so I want to see them because they're great players, but I don't want to have to rely on them. We're now completely looking
calling
at them
for them every game because our senior pros.
Yeah, because our top guys aren't doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? So now we are. And now it seems like the majority of them are starting in the Europa League. I hope they just get the complete Europa League run where they don't get chopped and changed when Pogba returns or when this player returns. I hope they just get it and just see what they can do.
Well, unless we have 2 legs against Arsenal in the semi-final of the Europa League.
Yeah, because we have to beat them.
Or 2 legs against Wolves.
Yeah, we have to beat them. Them kind of guys.
Or Tottenham drop down for the Champions League. You know?
Hey, a lot of those guys might drop down. You know, the way them were playing yesterday.
When that happens, exactly. Real Madrid might drop down.
Boy, I don't think we'll win in Europa, but hey, we'll see.
Score prediction, Mars?
It has to be 3 or 4. It has to be. There's no excuse. I say 4-0.
Rants?
3-0.
3-0. I'm going to be, around about the middle. I'm going to say 3-0.
Hopefully a Mason goal as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to tip him to score. I'm going to tip him to score 2, actually. I'm going to tip him to score 2, and then I'm going to assume, and because now Daniel James is out as well, I'm going to assume surely Chong's got to start somewhere. Because otherwise I'm thinking he's going to do Mason as a 9, Jesse on the right, and then what? Or Jesse on the left and then maybe Pereira on the right. I can't see how Chong doesn't start. For me, he has to. So I'm going to assume he starts, and I'm going to go with Chong for 1 and Greenwood 2. The youth academy coming through and doing it, man. So yeah, that's our thoughts on today's game. Hopefully we go and slap these lot convincingly, which even if we do, we're not going to be jumping and screaming outside of Old Trafford, because we should be doing that. However, it would be nice if these youngsters can get off the mark and maybe stake a claim. Not that, the problem for me is I definitely feel now, if Mason Greenwood can score a hat-trick tonight, he ain't playing against West Ham. And that's what pisses me off. I feel that wouldn't change anything. And I don't want to see Gomes not getting minutes on this pitch, especially if we're slapping these lot up comfortably. Like, if he's only getting 10 minutes in this game, especially if he hasn't started, which would be criminal for me as it is. If he's only getting 10 minutes, then I think that's a big concern as to Ollie's thinking, because that just means he doesn't rate him, surely. Surely it means that.
I think you're wrong though. I think if Mason gets a hat-trick, I think Rashford gets dropped. I see it.
Wow, that's a big statement. Ollie's yet to convince me that he would do that, bro. I mean, you think if Mason scores a hat-trick against Astana, he's gonna start him over Rashford against West Ham away?
Nah, but
he ain't doing that, man. I'll give you £10. I'll give you £10. There you go. You lot seen it. We've made the bet, and you got to give that £10 to charity as well. Don't try. We'll see you guys after the fan cams, man. Peace. I'm a charity. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.